commitment to your child's success and your partnership with us. Seniors, my charge to you is to never stop growing. This is a big milestone in your life, but it's not the only one. No matter what you do in life, always keep growing and striving for greatness. Let's hear it for our seniors.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Roger Lumberg, and I'm a high school principal here at Mediapolis. I would also like to welcome you to this year's graduation ceremony. I'm sure that we all I share in the joy of graduating these folks, but not because I'm ready to get rid of them. Because it's awesome to see the accomplishments that they make and how much growth they have while they're with us. Before we begin, though, I want to extend a special thanks to two individuals who helped make this afternoon possible. First is Jana Morian, our school secretary, whose incredible attention to detail and behind-the-scenes work brings this whole event together. So, Jana, thank you for everything you do. And to Dennis Brewer, our custodian, who works tirelessly to make sure our school and this space this afternoon are ready to shine. Thank you, Dennis. Again, there's a lot of people who get to speak today, so I just want to keep it short and say congratulations to the seniors. You don't only grow academically, you mature, your character develops, and it's been awesome to see that growth over the years. That's one of the highlights of this job, is seeing students when they come into the building as sixth graders and how they're like the sixth graders, and then seeing what they develop into and the fine young men and women that they become by the time they graduate. So I just want to say I'm really proud of everybody, happy for all of you, and extremely privileged to share today with you. So thank you to the seniors. First thing we want to celebrate is honor graduates and high honor graduates. So I have the honor of introducing those students who will be recognized as honor graduates. To be an honor graduate, the student must have a cumulative grade point average of 3.0 to 3.49. As your name is read, please stand and face the audience. And I'd like to ask everyone to please hold your applause until the end so everyone can hear all the names being read. Our 2025 honor graduates are Jayden Andrews, Taylor Arroyo, Hayden Bush, Harley Chapin, Emily Curran, Emma Egan, Jonathan Ford, Emma Krieger, Christian Luna, Logan Morian, Abby Mullins, Braden Oliver, Ben Rice, Lainey Robinson, Faith Samples, Connor Schultz, Trevor Skalinsky, Max Stucker-Williamson, Sam Lawson, Jacob Wirt, and Jackson Woods. Let's congratulate our honor graduates. I will now introduce those students who we recognize as high honor graduates. To be a high honor graduate, the student must have a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or higher in courses taken while in high school. As your name is read, please stand and face the audience. Emma Bolton, Reese Campbell, Liana Karatachea, Tim Delanos, Jewel Everhart, McKenna Hine, Carl Hines, Jared Kerr, Drake Knapp, Rosemarie Long, Lance Lutens, Adrian Madison, Kira Messer, Toby Messer, Aubrey Music, Max Ortiz, Josie Barrett, Samantha Pratt, Noah Schmidtl, Shelby Schultz, Joel Stoller, Isaac Stover, Brenna T, Ellie Vincent, Olivia Whitaker, Blake Willems, and Alton Wonderley. Let's congratulate our high. Before we get on to our student speakers, I would be remiss if I didn't include one more thank you. We have a couple school board members on the stage here today. I just want to say thank you for the air conditioning. This is the first air-conditioned graduation to be there. Okay, each year senior graduation speakers are selected from National Honor Society members. This year's speakers are Noah Schmidtgold and Emma Egan. We will first hear from Mr. Noah Schmidtgold.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming to graduation of the class of 2025. I know you're probably all please let this speech be short, funny, not including funny jokes from ChatGPT. As for the quote, this intro was written by ChatGPT, like most of our work during our senior year. Don't worry, I wrote the rest of this speech. Senior year is very and there are many lives. The last first day, the last sports game, the last concert, the last day of school, the last time I missed work, trying to do it. Take the time to pause for a moment and look back. You might be surprised at how really important. Playing on the playground at recess, opening the present constantly making fun of Christmas, blowing out the birthday candles, parents teaching you to drive, or should I say, teaching you how not to crash. That crazy play you made in the sports game, or even a part of the race, like passing the ball. These moments, both big and small, shape who you are. As I wrote this speech, I flipped through the pages of our graduates, starting all the way 13 years ago. One of the first things I noticed was on the face of the kids who used to be part of the class. Of the 55 kids in the kindergarten class, 33 were walking across the school today. Back then, life was about having fun, drawing stick figures, and eating as much dessert as we could convince our parents to raise. We thought losing one of our recesses in third grade was the end of the world. We survived, well, at least some of us did. By fifth grade, we were the kings and lords of elementary. That feeling didn't last very long. Then came middle school. God bless those who teachers, I'm sorry. We pushed with patience, sanity, and will return the next day. But did return, and I thank you. I would reminisce about middle school, but then, yeah, for all of us, it's probably best. But we did survive a little bit in that graduation. That's one thing. High school. These are the days that made us who we are now. High school, thankfully, wasn't just about tests, homework. We created many lifelong friendships, cheered on and supported school activities, learned many important life lessons that we could come from our seventh grade, and we had a pile of memories of all the success we used to have. We had success in all areas of the school, and definitely loved our life. State champs in track twice and dance, playoff runs in some of the sports, state participants in speech and MMA, Division I ratings in choir, band, and solo and small ensembles. Unforgettable musicals, numerous scholarships earned, and in fact, we are all graduating today. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who's helped us along the way. Thank you all the parents, family, teachers, coaches, custodians, school staff, school board members, community members, pastors, Mr. Plumber, Dr. McNary, and anyone else for taking valuable time and effort towards this class of goals. To my fellow classmates, please take the time today to thank and show your appreciation to these people in your life. You know you truly have them. Today, 73 of us are walking around the stage. But over the last 13 years, more than 50 students who were once part of our grade. Every one of them, like us, is on their own. So, what really matters? Please make your achievements probably been at the bedside thousands of people as they take their last breath. What people say in the final moments mean a lot. Nobody in the last words ever said, Pastor Greg, bring me my trophies or my diploma. I want to see them one last time. What they want in the room is not things or awards or achievements. What they want is the people they love. And I pray you find this out soon. This message can be really hard because it's true. When people begin to look for unconditional love in relationships, the time we spend chasing that prize and achievement becomes challenge or even selfish. There's nothing wrong with setting ambitious goals and wanting to achieve something. I actually encourage you to do so. But you have to realize one thing. Life is life. Pain, sorrow, and suffering are just a few of the things that will try to tear you down. The worst thing you can think is that you feel by yourself. Trust me, we're made to walk this life alone. It's easy to believe that life's purpose is finding the road to success, even though that kind of success isn't guaranteed. I found through my faith in Jesus Christ and the people He's placed in my life a peace and purpose that transcends any other way. In hard times, I lean on God and others to guide me. The truth is, who we walk alongside will be the difference in pushing through or falling down. Like Pastor Ray said, I pray you will not wait long on the side. This reminds me of songs I've been playing in my head over the past week. The beginning of Lean on Me by Bill Withers says this. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there is hope tomorrow. Lean on me. If you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll love you here. For it won't be long until I'm We did it, guys. Not alone, but together. Let us move forward in the journey of life, leaning on one another, focused not on success, but loving and supporting the people around us. God bless you, class of 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Noah. We will now hear from Ms. Emma Egan.
Welcome, and thank you for coming here today to support all of us. My name is Emma Egan, and I feel so honored to have this opportunity to speak to you this afternoon. Initially, when I sat down to write arguably the biggest speech of my life, I didn't know what to talk about. Now, if you know me, you know that I'm never really at a loss for words. The more I thought about what I wanted to say, I realized, how do you talk about something that's been your whole life in 5 minutes or less? The first thing I thought of was how I feel so blessed for Mediapolis. The community in this town is truly a special thing. I feel that not only the parents named who I am, but the people surrounding me. The teachers, coaches, parents and friends, youth group leaders, and bosses have shaped all of us. The second thing I thought of is how lucky I am to be part of this graduating class. A class full of smart, driven, and ambitious students. A group of young adults that are loving, giving, and empathetic individuals. But even more so, a group of kids that have all grown up together and made these past 13 years work together. In 2012, we took kindergarten by storm, ready to start something new, and Mom and Dad called school. Our elementary days was full of learning to tie our shoe, basic math equations, and learning how to read and write. But even more importantly, we were introduced to one another. Friendships were quickly formed during lunch, on the playground, and with random singing charts. Our class's competitive spirit was recognized quickly with races down the basketball court, easy games of Jeopardy, dance-offs, and even a few violent football games between the boys, which resulted in them being taken away many times. Those hallways watched us grow from small 5-year-olds who never thought they would succeed in the hallway, to the kings of elementary who were loud, eager 11-year-olds ready to get to their school. By 2019, we were ready to start a new adventure, middle school. We were a group of rowdy kids who thought they knew everything. We were young kids who were trying to figure out who they were. Now that we are graduating, we cannot get in trouble for our mistakes. I feel like this is a confession. I feel like these perfectly sum up middle school behavior. Halfway through the year in 6th grade, we weren't allowed to play basketball anymore because of an intense game of girls versus boys. Some of us may have been a little too competitive, and it ended in a scream match between the two teams. I would just like to say the girls did win both. Our time in 7th grade was cut short because of the global pandemic, but this didn't stop us from creating history. It seemed that while some of us attended optional Zoom calls, the game was quickly Eighth grade was definitely a year to remember. A year full of new rules because of COVID, staying with the same class all day, every day, and constantly getting yelled at for not having our masks on. All of this is just a recipe for disaster with a bunch of 14-year-old know-it-alls. With being separated with the same kids all day, every day, each homeroom became famous for something. The Steggers class was known as the good class, the class all the teachers loved. The Nuns class was known for having some pretty intense dodgeball games during PE and playing Among Us during math. Now, Mr. Stan's homeroom was definitely the class that everybody else wanted to be in. All I have to say is two words, and I know my fellow graduates understand what I'm talking about. Fight night. And I think it's one of everyone's favorite memories. We left middle school unsure of what high school would be like, but as scared as we all were, we had the comfort of knowing that we're all doing it together. It feels like only yesterday when you could work as freshmen. I remember so clearly the first day of freshman year, everyone crying on the concourse and hearing the schedules. You could see a mix of excitement and terror on everyone's face as the clock hit 8:15. My 4 years here, I've been nothing short of amazing. This class has so many things to be proud of. 2 track day championships and a dance team state championship, putting on one of the best musicals I think the school has seen, many successes in band, choir, speech, athletics, and everything. But I think something that we're all most proud of was finally winning a Powder Club football game our senior year. Senior year was special for a lot of us. It was a year of growing up and holding on to as much of our childhood as we could. It was full of countless memories that we will never forget. I think some of the most unforgettable ones being tarp night, Sam Watson getting out in his first 5 minutes, senior assassin, senior skip day, and our senior pranks. I want to take a moment to thank some people. To the parents, thank you for your unconditional love and support for over the years. To the staff at Mediapolis, thank you for putting up with us and for always pushing us through our best. But most importantly, thank you, Jesus, for blessing us this community and these classmates sitting in front of me. We are truly lucky to be part of a town that supports, loves, and prays for its children. And I know that God will continue to guide us in this into the future. Life is short and opportunities are rare. We have to be diligent in protecting them, but not only opportunities to succeed, but our opportunities to laugh, to see the enchantment of the world, and to live. I encourage you all to live boldly, laugh loudly, and to love everyone radically. Today marks the end of one chapter and the exciting start of another. The future is full of opportunities. Embrace them. I encourage you all to push through difficult times and take risks when necessary. I'm so excited and without a doubt that you all will accomplish great things. I could not think of a better group of men and women to graduate with. After all these years of hard work and dedication, we are finally done. Congratulations to you all, and may God's blessings be evident in your life. Thank you.
everyone. It's my honor to introduce today's commencement speaker, someone whose story is deeply rooted in Mediapolis, whose achievements reflect hard work, perseverance, and hometown pride. Jason McClure is a 1995 graduate of Mediapolis High School. Since his days walking these very halls, he has built a remarkable life grounded in craftsmanship, entrepreneurship, and community values. Jason is the owner and operator of McClure Masonry in Burlington, Iowa, a business known for its quality and integrity. Jason also manages a highly successful show stock cattle herd, which has produced multiple national and state champions. Jason brings with him not only successes that are the result of hard work and dedication, but also the perspective of someone who sat where we are sitting today, as Mediapolis graduating seniors ready to take the next step in life. Please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker, Jason McClure.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Lance. Thank you, class of 2025. This is truly an honor. It's been a couple weeks now that Mr. Thornburg sent me a text. It simply said, "When is a good time to talk?" Well, having a high school freshman, the first thing that came to mind was, never. I immediately called my wife, Sarah, and asked her, what did Finn do? Having 3 boys, this wasn't the first time that we've been contacted by Mr. Thornburg. We've known Mr. Thornburg for a lot of years. We sat through a lot of baseball games together. For us, he has always been known as Roger, our family friend. However, we have received phone calls from Mr. Thornburg, the boys' principal. I think he might have called once for Max, might have had us on speed dial for Regan, but in all cases, he always called Sarah, my wife. So I thought, this has to be really bad if he wants to talk to me. After a bit, my phone rings. "Hey, Jason, how's it going?" Whew. I could tell by the tone of his voice that I was talking to Roger and not Mr. Thornburg. So now all of a sudden, I went from worried sick to wondering what he could possibly want. The first thing that came to mind was, man, maybe he's calling to tell me that this new addition they're going to build on the school, maybe they're not going to build it out of precast, and instead would like it out of block and brick. Nope, that wasn't it. It was, would you like to speak at graduation this year? Whew, I was not expecting that. I mean, this is a pretty big deal. Statistically speaking, only one person out of every class will have the opportunity to speak at a graduation in the future. What's crazy is I'm the second one out of the class of 1995 to have this opportunity. I guess I should be thanking the class of 96 for being a bunch of slackers. The first guy I picked out of our class, he was our valedictorian. At 4.0. 30 years ago, he stood on this stage and he was our class speaker. He went on to 8 years of college. Not only did he play football, he also wrestled in college. And now he has the title doctor in front of his name. Now you know why I was chosen second. But I'll take it. First thing first, a little about myself. I attended Mediapolis School from kindergarten all the way through my senior year. I then went on to study construction management in college. From a young age, I always had a huge interest in construction. So much that in 4th grade, I bet Aaron Friedel I could stick my plastic-handled scissors in the electric outlet during art class, and it wouldn't do anything because the plastic handle would insulate me from being grounded. My theory didn't work. It blew the whole East Circuit out of the elementary school. I had to write a lot of sentences for Mrs. Lau, and that day I decided I was going to pursue a career in masonry and not being an electrician. In 8th grade, I got detention for making fun of a girl named Sarah Sneddler. In 9th grade, I fell in love with her. Hands down, the best decision of my life. 3 years out of high school, I married that girl, and we built a home within miles of where we both grew up. Shy of a few week-long hunting trips, I've had the privilege of waking up next to our class prom queen every day of my life. We've been blessed to raise 3 wonderful sons. 2 of them are now adults, and Ben is a freshman. Around 2010, I started taking over most operations of our family business in floor masonry. And in 2019, we branded MMI and opened a floor material, masonry and landscape supply store. I'm active in 4-H as a leader of the Mediapolis Junior Farmers and currently sit as Vice President of the Wayne County Fair Board. In my free time, I enjoy hunting, fishing, and all things outdoors. However, my favorite hobby, much like my dad, is work. Nothing puts me in a state of euphoria more than standing back at the end of the day and seeing what I have accomplished. I feel my life has dang near been a fairy tale. Except for the scissor incident, everything has pretty much went as planned. Now it is time for you to achieve your success in life. Society is quick to tell you that success is all about having nice cars, a big house, and a lot of money. I think success comes in many different forms. For me, success is about building a legacy. It's about who you are as a person, how you conduct yourself. Can you lay your head down on your pillow each night and feel good about all things you did that day? Do good, and life has a way of rewarding you. Sometimes with riches, but always with meaning. What are some keys to success? How are you going to reach your goals in life? It starts today. Here's an analogy for you. You know how you start school every year, and the first day of class you have straight A's. You're all 4.0 students. The first few weeks you get all your assignments turned in, and you're acing your tests. Life is good. The following week, your friends talk you into hanging out late a couple nights. You forget to turn in your assignments, and you get a C on the test. Oh man, things are slipping, but you'll get them turned around. Between PlayStation and TikToks, you're staying up late every night and not finding time to study. A teacher throws a pop quiz and you fail it. Now all of a sudden, you're not even making honor roll. That's all right. You got a couple weeks till the end of the semester. You'll get your grades back up. Doesn't work that way, does it? Have you ever noticed how easy your GPA can go down, but how difficult it is to bring it back up? That is the same way with life. After you walk across this stage today, you'll all be starting your life at 4.0. In my opinion, the next 5 years will be the most important years of your life. Right now, you are on top of the world, clean slate. You will be faced with so many challenging decisions that will sway the outcome of your future like you can't even imagine. So what are you going to do? How are you going to capitalize in order to maintain on top? To keep that 4.0 in life? Right, wrong, or indifferent, here are some life lessons that have helped me. First and foremost, have faith. Believe there are always better things to come. Second, love. Love is the best medicine on earth. There is nothing that heals me or makes me feel better than the love of my wife, the love of my children, and the love of my family. Here's another one. Health and lifestyle. This one is so important. Remember that analogy I gave you earlier? This is what I was talking about. Treat your body as a temple, not a trash can. I talked about the next 5 years being so important. Right here, graduates. Right here. You'll be tempted with so many poisons. Alcohol, tobacco, drugs, junk food. Heck, I'm going to go as far as your phone, social media, video games, the crowd you hang out with. Don't feed these bad habits. Invest in things that will challenge your mind and body. A few years ago, I ran into an old friend on a job site up in Iowa City. I knew he had been fighting an addiction problem, but he looked really good that day. I asked him how things were going. He said, real good. Started hanging out with a different crowd, and he was clean. I said, man, that sounds so easy. All you have to do is change your lifestyle. Hang out with the right crowd instead of the wrong crowd. It wasn't too horribly long after that he passed away at the age of 47. He just couldn't stay away from that wrong crowd. An area that I need to work on is poor eating habits. That's my guilty pleasure. About 3 years ago, my doctor told me I had type 2 diabetes. Yep, so do about 10% of you. Totally could have controlled this early in life with better choices. Goes back to hanging out with the wrong crowd. Dang you, little Daddy. Next on my list, be open to constructive feedback. Don't fall into the trap of feeling like you're always the victim. There are going to be days when people are tough on you. Be tough enough to take it. Often the people that are pushing you the hardest are the ones who want you to succeed. My toughest teachers turned into the ones that I respect and remember their lessons the most. Mrs. Vose. I did not like Mrs. Vose in kindergarten. She wasn't even my teacher. I was in Mrs. Watson's red group, and I would still think being sick some days so I didn't have to meet Mrs. Vose in the hallway. Looking back, she was just deterring us from growing into a bunch of delinquents. I appreciate her company so much today that I actually enjoy working in the concession stand. She amazes me how she can remember so many kids from so many classes over so many years. She might have come across stern, but she was just scolding our teacher. And man, can she manage a concession stand? If I could get her to come to work for me, I would start a new department and call it Dome. Department of Masonry Efficiency. I mean, seriously, a kernel of popcorn rarely goes wasted. I can only imagine how she would turn around my wasted materials on job sites. Here's another one. Give back. When you give back, you're not only improving the lives of others, you're enriching your own life. This one should come so easy for all of you. You are surrounded by it. The members of this community are amongst the most giving people I have ever came across. I'm pretty sure Kendrick Lamar was thinking about Mediapolis when he wrote the song, "They Not Like Us." Example, Main Street Tire, Herschel Smuck. This guy doesn't just plant flowers in his flower pots. He plants his neighbors' neighbors, then goes on and plants his neighbors' neighbors. Man, that kind of sounded like an outcast song. And he goes all the way up and down Main Street planting flowers. That is his way of giving back to the community for supporting his business. Take a second and think about some of the funner moments you've had in life. What has put a smile on your face? I'm guessing most of them are a result of some person volunteering their time, their skill, their resources, whether it was a coach, a teacher, a mentor, an event organizer, or even a total stranger lending a helping hand. It takes giving back to the world. It takes back to make the world operate and spread joy. I'm about to be in, I promise. This is my last one. Hard work. At the end of the day, nothing can take the place of hard work. No matter where your path takes you, the harder you work, the more likely you will be to succeed. My father was the hardest working man I have ever met, and he instilled those values in me. He came from a time when he didn't have a choice. From his stories of growing up on the farm as a child to life in the military while stationed in Germany, it makes me thankful how easy my generation had. Have you ever heard the saying, hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. He was definitely from that hard times, strong men era. Now at Mediapolis, he moves slow and isn't quite as sharp as he once was. I wish I could turn back time and take my boys back to see him in his prime. One of my favorite compliments in life came last year during a weekly job meeting on a rather large job. We're talking a 4-year, $40-some million job. No precast, may I add. Anyway, like any job, schedules were tight, and at these meetings the tension was always high. The construction superintendent, he was an older gentleman, one of the good old boys. This was his last job before retirement. He wasn't there to make any friends. After about a solid 30 minutes of butt chewing to every contractor in the job trailer, one of the guys piped up and asked him, "Why are you always so lenient on Jason?" He took his glasses off, peered back at that guy, and said, "Because Dick McClure isn't your dad." That was a sit back in my chair, cross my arms, and puff my chest a little bit. You see, my dad never was a rich man. His prized possessions is his family. But what did make him successful was that he left a legacy in what he loved. I try hard to accomplish this every day, and I'm confident that each of you will achieve success at whatever level it may be. Class of 2025, I thank you again. This is definitely a bucket list item that I never dreamt was in my bucket. Here's to your future. God bless.
Thank you, Jason. That's fabulous. Okay, this is what we all came for. Mr. McLeary, Mr. Whitty, and Mr. Whitaker. These seniors have met all requirements for graduation. I present them to you for the awarding of their diplomas.
Jaden Lynn Andrews. Taylor Renee Arroyo. James Arwen Bolander. Emma Margaret Bolton. Landon Scott Brockman. Hayden Marshall Bush. Aiden John Buster. Kaylina Leanne Caldwell. Carter Matthew Calvin. Reese Jason Campbell. Marie Caratachea. Harley Jane Ann Chapin. Emily Jean Curran. Timothy Daniel Dellanos. Peyton Wayne Doty. Jewel Emma Rose Eberhardt. Emma Marie Egan. Federica Parinella. Jonathan Lee Ford. Gideon Wayne Goodpaster. Lincoln John Holgren. McKenna Lee Hines. Carl Wesley Eugene Hines. Eli David Ingram. Logan Allen Jack. Jared Carlson Kerr. Drake Brandon Knapp. Emma Barbara Krieger. Rosemarie Grace Long. Lance Charles Luden. Christian Miguel Luna. Victoria May Martin. Caleb John Massner. Blake Corey Massner. Adrian Stoller Matson. Braden James McMahon. Kira Bray Messer. Toby Ryan Messer. Bailey Marie Minster. Logan Keith Morian. Abigail Olivia Mullen. Aubrey Marie Music. Braden Scott Oliver. Caleb Matthew Ford. Max Brendan Ortiz. Alyssa Ann Marie Horton. Josie Ann Parrott. Samantha K. Pratt. Benjamin John Rice. Lainey May Robinson. Lily Madeline Rude. Faith Elizabeth Samples. Noah Henry Schmidgall. Connor Robert Schultz. Shelby Louise Schultz. Xavier Wayne Shaw. Trevor Lewis Galinsky. Miles Stover. Maximus Cade Stucker Williamson. Brenna Marie T. Elizabeth Dawn Thomason. Madison Lee Tiemann. Ellie Lynn Vincent. Samuel Ross Watson. Olivia Jean Whitaker. Will Richard Whitaker. Blake Michael Willem. Jacob Daniel Wirt. Alton Henry Wonderland. Jackson James Wood.
As a symbol of passing through one stage in life and your readiness to face new ones, and a symbol of joining the Mediapolis Alumni Club, please move your tassels to the left. Please turn and face the crowd.